I see a lot of people addressing different topics like depression, body image issues, migraines, but a lot of people don't talk about anxiety and panic attacks. And lately, I've been getting so many people writing to me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, RaqC. I suffer from panic attacks. I suffer from anxiety. How do I deal with this? So today, we're addressing this very, very serious topic. I've always believed that when you haven't walked through a certain experience, you probably shouldn't be the person talking about an experience if you've never walked in the shoes of that type of experience. And today I really want to address anxiety and panic attacks. And so I am joined by my lovely amiga, Davina, who is the editor-in-chief CEO of Alegría Magazine. We're going to put their social media handles right there so you can follow them on social media. And, the other day we were chit-chatting about, business stuff, and we got into the topic of anxiety, and she was like, you know what, I actually used to suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. And I was like, really? And I get so many messages from women that write to me on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, like RaqC. Anxiety is taking over my life. I can't even drive my children to school because I feel like I'm gonna die on the freeway. I've heard from so many people that anxiety is more of a mental thing that you bring onto yourself.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about anxiety and how did you know you had anxiety?
Well, when I came to the US from Colombia, I was 17 years old. This is the story of many of us immigrants. We come here and you change everything. You're in a different country, different people, everything. You're away from those you love sometimes. Now when I look back, I'm like, no wonder I develop anxiety. It's shocking, to be just like in a new environment.
It's like culture shock.
Yes, culture shock. But for some people, they come here and they never suffer anxiety. So of course it had to, to do also with family stuff that I was bringing and that I had within, and some things. They're called triggers. There are certain moments or things that happen in your life that trigger something. That's when I discovered. I was like 19 years old, and for me, I've never heard about it. In Latin culture, they never said a panic attack or anxiety. It's like, that's never talked about. So when you start getting these things, you're like, what's happening? I'm going crazy. I'm dying. Because there's so much ignorance around it.
What are those different symptoms that you would say, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm sure, like you said, for everyone, it's a little different, but there are some common symptoms. And I can tell you, they're so weird that that's what makes it more scary. Because it's, let's say, the only way I can put it now would be like you're like sitting here and you get like a hot flash all over your body. And then without doing any activity, your heart is going like 300 beats, and you kind of become, it's like if you're gonna pass out, but you don't pass out, but you're like, what's happening to my body? Like, I'm sitting here, obviously I'm not stressed out right now in this moment, you probably are unconsciously, but it freaks you out because it's something that you're like, I'm having a heart attack. A lot of people confuse it with like they're having like a heart attack, and then you go, like you feel like you are dying.
Oh my gosh.
And the feeling, so you get the, of course, all the physical symptoms, but it goes along with the mental. That's where it goes with the mentality of the panic. That's like, wow, right now I'm dying. It's real. Like you feel like you're saying like, Diosito, I'm going,
Yeah.
It's like, so it's really scary, and you go, like I would go to the ER all the time, and they look at you, and then you will get, it's weird, like I'll get to the ER and everything will calm down. It's kind of like at that moment gave me like a sense of security, I guess.
Yeah,
like I'm safe. I'll get there, and sometimes it was embarrassing, because you will go and everything, like your vital signs were like normal, and then they're like, yeah, it's anxiety, and you're like, that's crazy, because it feels like you are dying.
would you say that anxiety, even though you get all the physical symptoms of anxiety, is it more of a mentally induced type of thing, right?
It is. I can share some things that help me, but that, like, some people are more holistic, right? And they will tell you, I will never take an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medication. I'm gonna do it through yoga, meditation, and there are some people that really need the medication. Like, for me, naturally, I love everything, you know, to be healthy and holistic. But there'll be moments in my life
like our green tea. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers
with
with
agave.
green tea.
Yeah,
with agave.
exactly. But there are moments where if you don't give the advice of someone that has a mental health issue, and I'm not talking only about anxiety, but like schizophrenia or depression, and they don't take a medication, you might be giving the wrong information, because some people do benefit greatly from taking the medication and keeping a program. So most doctors would tell you, you know, see the psychiatrist, do psychotherapy alone, work through what's causing you stress. And
Is that what you did?
Yes, I did medication. I also had therapy. Once again, in the Latino community, it's like, psychiatrist? Está loca.
God forbid you go to a therapist if you're Latino, you know?
No, es como, ay, el manicomio, los locos. Es una ignorancia total, porque if people see the numbers, there is millions of people, Google it, how many people suffer from anxiety and depression. It's kind of one of the diseases of the century.
But nobody really talks about it.
There's a lot of shame involved with it, and I get it. Like, I never talked about it really until now. I'm in my mid-30s, you know. I'm like, it's always, if there is an stigma attached to mental health, you know. I got to a point where, like, okay, what's stressing me out? So, like, now in my life, whatever it is or whoever it is, I send them peace and love.
Yeah.
And say no, because, you know, now, RaqC, like, having this in my life, because it never goes away, by the way. It's there.
Oh,
you know,
really?
it's just,
yeah,
it's there. So, like, let's say something tragic happens, it's there. You just learn to cope with it, you know? It's not something that magically goes away. But what happens is that you mature and you go older and you work with yourself and you know yourself. You learn to say, okay, this person, this relationship, this business opportunity
is not good for me.
It's not good for me. So anxiety for me has become a blessing. It's crazy. Like, I'll be like I've been in like bad relationships, and I start getting the symptoms, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I start maybe a job I don't like before, you know, like all the jobs that you have to go through the journey, you know. Started getting really sick. I used to have this job every time at 5 o'clock. I used to get the symptoms.
You know, do what works for you, because there are some people that are born with chemical imbalances. You know, mental health issues is a whole nother topic that I could do a video on.
Also, something very important is researching your family. Like, you know, as you grow older, you're like, sit down with your mom and your dad and your abuelita and ask around. Because what I discovered is, like, my parents suffer from it, but imagine their time, if I didn't know about it, in their time, it was even worse to talk about these things. So, you know, a lot of people in Latin America, you know, like, drink or do drugs, like, they had anxiety and these problems, but they didn't know what's wrong with them, and now they're alcoholics, drug addicts.
Hey guys, so if you love this video, make sure you give me 2 thumbs up and drop a comment below and tell me what other mental health issues you think I should be addressing on my channel, and con mucho gusto we'll make those videos happen. So thank you for watching. Share this video with somebody that may be suffering from anxiety and panic attacks right now. Like always, I love you guys. Bye.